Yo, welcome back to another Real Talk movie reaction chosen by you guys for the month of November. This one is Oppenheimer. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. Tell a friend to keep telling all your friends that shit's about to go down over here. Thank you.
Shout out to our community on Patreon, our Patreon. Yeah, Patreon.
Yeah.
For voting, for voting this into rotation for the month. This actually got picked a few months ago, so appreciates everyone's patience while we had to wait for it to come available on streaming. But if you want to take place in recommending future movies or shows, be sure to come check out our Patreon. We are doing these polls monthly. You can also gain access to all of our full reactions to all of our content, or just get the reactions intended for YouTube in their full format and before the YouTube algorithm destroys them, and much sooner. Let's get to Oppenheimer right now.
Woman.
Shabby.
Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. As we begin, I believe you have a statement to read into the record.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're not judges, Doctor.
No. Members of the Security Board, the so-called derogatory information in your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood except in the context of my life and my work.
How long did he testify?
Honestly, I forget. The whole hearing took a month.
Where'd you go?
Well, I've only read the transcripts. Who'd want to justify their whole life?
You weren't there?
As chairman, I wasn't allowed to be. Are they really going to ask about it? It was years ago.
4 years.
5.
Oppenheimer still divides America. The committee's gonna want to know where you stood.
Senator Thurmond asked me to say not to feel that you're on trial.
Oh, funny, I didn't know you just said that.
Really, Mr. Strauss?
It's Admiral.
Yeah. Admiral Strauss, this is a formality. President Eisenhower's asked you to be in his cabinet. Senate really has no choice but to confirm you.
And if they bring up Oppenheimer?
When they bring up Oppenheimer, you answer honestly. No senator can deny you did your duty. It'll feel comfortable. We want to justify their whole life.
Why did you leave the United States?
I wanted to study the new physics.
Was there nowhere here? I thought Berkeley had the leading theoretical physics department.
Yes, it's our built
From Scandal.
First I had to New York, I went to Cambridge to study under Patrick Blackett.
Were you happier there than in America?
Damn, there's
Happier.
15,000
Yeah, there's
people
gonna
in
be
this
1,000
movie.
people in this motherfucker.
Holy shit.
No. No, I was homesick, emotionally immature, troubled by visions of a hidden universe. Useless in the lab.
It is?
Royce Oppenheimer.
Have you had any sleep? Start again.
I need to go to the lecture, sir.
Why?
It's Niels Bohr.
Completely forgot. All right, let's go. Oh, no, not you, Oppenheimer. You finished cutting those plates.
Do I have to make an appointment?
Alvarez?
at Strassmann in Germany. They split the uranium nucleus.
How? Bombarding the neutrons.
It's a nuclear fission. They did it. They split the atom.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. I just told you they did it.
I'm gonna try to reproduce it.
Oh, you know what that is? That's the Boston bomber. And that was an old.
See?
Yep.
Can't be done. Very elegant.
Quite clear.
There's just one problem. Where? Next door. Alvarez did it.
And look. These fission pulses, they're massive. I've seen 30 of these in the past 10 minutes.
Theory will take you only so far.
Through the process, extra neutrons boil off, which could be used to split other uranium atoms.
Chain reaction. You're thinking what I'm thinking.
You, me, and every other physicist around the world have seen the use.
What? What do we all think?
A bomb. Alvarez. A bomb.
I told you, no more fucking flowers.
I don't understand what you want
I
from me.
don't want anything from you.
You say that and then you call.
Well, don't answer.
I'll always answer.
Yeah, you say that, but you call.
Fine. Just no more flowers.
You're not coming?
What'd she say this?
beaten, Robert.
It's not that simple, Hoke.
Chevalier, good to see you. It's Barbara, good to see you. And the illustrious Dr. Oppenheimer. I'm Elton Tate. No, please. Might you say a word about organised labour on campuses? Yes? Coming through! I work in Shell. We've signed up chemists, we've signed up engineers, some naval scientists and academia.
Teachers are unionized. Why not professors?
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Lawrence, academics have rights too.
Look, it's not that.
I've got a group coming.
Oh, I'll sit in. Not this one.
Richard, Dr. Bush,
Tucci.
what brings you two up north?
Why won't they talk to him?
Richard, you tell Ruth I'll be down in Pasadena Thursday.
Hey, for a black hole, it's in! Where's Harlan? Get Harlan. September 1st, 1939. The world's gonna remember this day.
Oh, Harlan, our paper, it's in print.
You've been upstaged.
During the Battle of Britain, I found myself increasingly out of sympathy with the policy of neutrality that communists advocated.
But after Hitler invaded Russia and we became allies, these communist sympathies, do they return?
No. I need to make clear that my changing views on Russia did not mean a sharp break from those who held different views. For a year or two during a previous marriage, my wife, Kitty, had been a Communist Party member. This is where I keep the good stuff.
Well, I thought this was the Pullman's house.
I live with them while I'm at Caltech.
Do you two need anything?
Okay, Rosie. So, you're a biologist.
Well, so now I have graduated to housewife. Can you explain quantum mechanics to me? Seems baffling.
Yes, it is. Well, it's glass. This drink. This countertop. Our bodies. All of it. It's mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together.
By what?
Forces of attraction strong enough to convince us that matter is solid. Stop my body passing through yours. You're married to Dr. Harrison.
Not very.
Not very
There
married.
is someone that I feel
She feels that way.
sometimes not enough. You know, going to New Mexico, to my ranch with friends, you should come. I met with your husband.
Yes, you did. Because you know it won't make a bit of difference.
Why did you marry him?
I was lost and he was kind.
Lost?
Well, his previous husband had died. At 28, I wasn't really ready to be a widow.
Who's your first husband?
Nobody. My second husband was Joe Dallett. He was from Money, like me, but he was a union organizer in Youngstown, Ohio. Felt hard.
How hard?
Hard enough to spend the next 4 years living off beans and pancakes, handing out the daily worker at factory gates. By 36, I just told Joe I couldn't take it anymore. Quit the party. A year later, I wanted him back. Him, not the daily worker. And he said, swell, I'll meet you on my way to Spain.
Went to fight for the Loyalists?
And then he went to the brigades and I waited. And Joe got himself killed first time he poked his head out of the trench. Ideology got Joe killed for nothing.
Spanish Republic isn't nothing.
My husband offered both our futures to stop one fascist bullet from embedding itself in a mud bank. That's the definition of nothing.
Seems a little reductive.
Pragmatic. Now here I am. Where the hell this is?
I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else.
At least you didn't bring me flowers.
What is wrong with her? Is she just?
We both know I'm not what you want, Jean.
Yeah, but it's a door closing.
No. Not as far as I'm concerned, no.
You knocked her up. Fast work.
Can't keep a good man down.
It meant her. She knew what she wanted. What about the husband?
We talked, they're getting a divorce, so we can get married before she starts showing.
How civilized. You idiot. This is your community. You think the rules don't apply to the golden boy?
Brilliance makes up for a lot.
Don't alienate the only people in the world that understand what you do. One day you might need them.
Federation of Architects, Engineers, Chemists, and Technicians.
Luminance, what do you get paid a month?
It's not the point, Lawrence.
What do any of you have in common with farm laborers and dock workers?
Plenty.
Everybody out. No! Not you.
What are they trying to do? You do not. You.
Unionize.
The professors.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a trade union.
Filled with communists.
So I haven't joined the party.
They won't let me bring you onto the project because of this shit. They won't even let me tell you what the project is.
Oh, I know what the project is.
Oh, really?
We've all heard about Einstein and Ziller's letter to Roosevelt warning him the Germans could make a bomb, and I know what it means for the Nazis to have a bomb.
And I don't?
It's not your people they're herding into camps.
Wait, so what
Fine.
year is this right now?
39.
You think that I tell them about your politics? The next time you're coming home from a meeting, why don't you take a look in the rearview mirror? Listen to the sounds on your phone line and stop being so goddamn naive.
Do I really care what I do?
Because you're not just self-important, you're actually important.
Okay. I get it.
If you could just be a little more
Pragmatic. I'll talk to Lois, I'll talk to the others. You don't have to worry, it's done. Lawrence.
then welcome to the war.
I I filled out my first security questionnaire and was informed that my involvement with left-wing groups would not prove a bar to my working on the atomic program.
Why were his communist associations not seen as a security risk during the war?
Senator, I can't possibly answer for a security clearance granted years before I ever met the man.
Fine. What about after?
After the war, Dr. Oppenheimer was the most respected scientific voice in the world. That's why I asked him to run the institute. That's why he advised the Atomic Energy Commission. Simple as that.
What are they accusing me of?
I think they just want to know what happened between 1947 and 1954 to change your mind on Oppenheimer's security clearance.
I didn't. I was chair of the AEC, but it wasn't me that brought the charges against Robert.
Who did?
Some former staff member of the Joint Congressional Committee was a rabid anti-communist named Borton. He wrote to the FBI demanding they take action.
The FBI, why not go to the AEC direct?
You get caught holding the knife yourself.
What did Borden have against Oppenheimer?
This is the McCarthy era. People hounded out of jobs for any hint of red. Reading Oppenheimer's security file of his communist brother, sister-in-law, fiance, best friend, wife. It's before you even get to the Chevalier incident.
But how would Borden have access to Oppenheimer's security file?
Because somebody gave it to him. Somebody who wanted Robert silenced.
Who?
Who knows? Robert didn't take care not to upset the power brokers in Washington. His opinions on the atom became definitive, and he wasn't always patient with us mere mortals.
With us mere mortals.
I came in for plenty of harsh treatment. There was an AEC vote on the export of isotopes to Norway, and they drafted in Robert to make me look like a fool.
But, Dr. Oppenheimer, we've already heard from Admiral Strauss that these isotopes could be useful to our enemies in the production of atomic weapons.
Congressman, you could use a shovel in making atomic weapons. In fact, you do. You could use a bottle of beer in making atomic weapons. In fact, you do. I say isotopes are less useful than electronic components, but more useful than a sandwich.
Genius is no guarantee of wisdom. How could this man who saw so much be so blind?
Oh, I'm just like fascinated. I'm just fascinated with what's going on.
Kitty? 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 A project. Come in. Come in.
Let's celebrate.
Baby is goddamn crying out about it.
Shouldn't you go to him?
I have been going to him all fucking day.
That new baby life. That new baby life hits like that.
Not everybody can handle it.
Not everybody can handle it. I done drove him around.
I don't know how to say this. I'm ashamed to ask.
Anything?
Take Peter.
Sure.
No, for a while, Hook. A while.
Does Kitty know you're here?
Yes, of course she knows. Of course she knows. We're awful people. Selfish, awful people. Forget I asked.
Selfish, awful people. They don't know they're selfish and awful. Sit. Robert, you see beyond the world we live in. There is a price to be paid for that. Of course, we'll help you.
That's the lyricist. I mean, linguistus.
Everything's changing, Robert.
Every child was always going to change.
The world is pivoting in some new direction. Reforming. This is your moment.
We're putting together a group to study
We
future.
shouldn't be doing anything. You should. Lawrence won't get this done. Or Tolman or Robbie, you will.
Lieutenant Colonel
Yeah,
Nichols.
good.
Have that dry clean.
And this guy too.
Well, if that's how you treat Lieutenant Colonel, I'd hate to see how you treat a humble physicist.
Oh, if I ever meet one, I'll let you know.
Humble physicist.
Theaters of combat all over the world, but I have to stay in Washington.
Why?
I built the Pentagon. The brass likes it so much they made me take over the Manhattan Engineer District.
Which is?
Well, be a smartass. You know damn well what it is. You and half of every physics department across the country. That's problem number one.
I thought problem number one would be securing enough uranium ore.
1,200 tons. Bought the day I took charge.
Processing?
Just broke ground at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Now I'm looking for a project director.
And my name came up.
Nope. Even though you brought quantum physics to America, which made me curious.
What have you found out?
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist.
I'm a New Deal Democrat.
I said suspected.
That's
Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Nothing good? No, not even he's brilliant, but...
Well, brilliance is taken for granted in your circle, so no. No, the only person who had anything good to say was Richard Tolman. Tolman thinks you have integrity, but he also strikes me as a guy who knows more about science than people.
Yet here you are. You don't take much of trust.
I don't take anything on trust. Why don't you have a Nobel Prize?
Aren't you a general?
They're making me one for this.
Perhaps I'll have the same luck.
A Nobel Prize for making a bomb?
Alfred Nobel invented dynamite.
Nice.
So how would you proceed?
I didn't even know that. Did
You're
you?
talking about turning theory into a practical weapon system faster than the Nazis.
Who have a 12-month head start.
18.
How could you possibly know that?
Our fast neutron research took 6 months. The man they've undoubtedly put in charge would have made that leap instantly.
Who do you think they put in charge?
Werner Heisenberg. He has the most intuitive understanding of atomic structure I've ever seen.
You know his work.
I know him, just like I know Walter Botha, von Weizsäcker, Diebner. In a straight race, the Germans win. We've got one hope,
Which is?
anti-Semitism.
What?
Hitler called quantum physics Jewish science, said it right to Einstein's face. Our one hope is that Hitler is so blinded by hate that he's denied Heisenberg proper resources, because it'll take vast resources. Our nation's best scientists working together right now, they're scattered.
Which gives us compartmentalization.
All minds have to see the whole task to contribute efficiently. Poor security may cost us the race. Inefficiency will. The Germans know more than us anyway.
The Russians don't.
Remind me, who were we at war with?
Somebody with your past doesn't want to be seen downplaying the importance of security from our communist allies.
Point taken, but no.
You don't get to say no to me.
It's my job to say no to you when you're wrong.
So you have the job now?
I'm considering it.
He is so cocky.
I'm starting to see where you got your reputation. My favorite response.
Let's make sure we're not the ones to make that possible.
Bobby, I don't think you want to go up against Strauss.
If we both speak, they listen to me.
When you speak, they hear a prophet. When Strauss speaks, they hear themselves.
They listen to a prophet.
Prophet can't be wrong. Not once.
Did you accuse Oppenheimer of sabotaging the development of the
Can't be
story?
wrong. Not even one.
Never
It's
one
in
of
all
those things
your-
in terms
yeah.
like sabotage.
But Mr. Borden was?
As I understand it, possibly.
How was Mr. Borden able to put together such a detailed indictment? He was no longer a government employee. He appears to have had unlimited access to Dr. Oppenheimer's file. Might Mr. Nichols have given him access to the file? Or someone else at the AEC?
That's very serious accusations.
Damn it.
Is it your intention to suggest that Dr. Oppenheimer is
Stop it.
disloyal
Now we
to
got a
you?
conspiracy theory going on
I've
happening.
always assumed, and still assume, that he's loyal to the United States. I believe this, and I shall believe it until I see very conclusive proof to the opposite.
Do you or do you not believe that Dr. Oppenheimer is a security risk?
Blew his brains out of that bunker. It's my humble opinion that there is
Well, we at least have to take a moment to think about whether the means justify the ends any longer, because Germany is about to surrender. It's no longer the enemy who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Yeah, so we ain't even touching on Pearl Harbor.
It's true. But the Japanese fight hard.
Their defeat seems assured.
Not if you're a GI preparing to invade. We can't end this war.
But how do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
I love
We're theorists.
debate happening though, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it, and they won't understand it until they've used it. When the world learns the terrible secret of Los Alamos, our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen. A peace based on the kind of international cooperation that Roosevelt always envisaged.
Progress?
2 years and $1 billion worth? Hard to put a price on it. Not really, just add up the bills. We're all free deliveries.
Not really, just adding up the bills.
Delivered the first year.
Fucking back there.
This year we've had
You gotta have that motherfucker eat your shit.
Birth controls have been out of my jurisdiction, General. Clearly.
You got another baby popping on, bro?
who's gonna take care of this one?
I mean, goddamn. You know your wife is unstable too. You fuck with unstable people. That's what it's fucking with.
Head down.
This is such a cute little wild buffers though, right?
Two viable
Well, you can see how he was
I need a date.
September.
July.
That's the sweet spot, gentlemen.
August.
July. Test in July.
I need my brother.
What's he do?
Frank knows the desert. He's left politics behind. He's been working in barns for 2 years now.
What do we call the test?
Out of my heart. 3-person God. What? Trinity.
You insisted on bringing on your brother Frank, a known communist.
Former communist.
You brought a known former communist
Call it the fat boy, baby.
onto America's most secret and important defense project.
I knew my brother could be trusted. Absolutely.
And you felt your judgment was sound on who on the team could be trusted.
Folks, head down. Everybody ready?
I hope you learned something.
We learned we're gonna need to be a lot further away.
Well, figure it out fast.
We're gonna be a lot further away. We're gonna kill ourselves.
We fuck around with this shit. I love how Matt Damon didn't even flinch because he's a man of war.
But I love that he also went to MIT for engineering.
Yeah,
so
engineer.
he's fucking brilliant
He
too.
built the Pentagon. That's what they said.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
You're a long way from Chicago.
See, that shit might be a little insight right there.
That's just cool
Yeah, you
information.
gotta even think about who the nigga who built the Pentagon.
Right.
That's this guy right here.
Where's that movie?
Yeah.
Make more movies, guys.
Just because we're building it doesn't mean we get to decide how it's used.
History will judge us, Robert. In Chicago, we put together a petition.
I'm not in Chicago. Just tell me your concerns and I will lay them.
My concerns. Germany is defeated. Japan's not going to hold out alone.
How could you know that? You got us into this. You and Einstein with your letter to Roosevelt saying we could build a bomb.
Against Germany.
That's not how weapons manufacture works, Sillett.
Open, you have
You don't
to
just
have
buy a
Phones in the
weapon.
meeting.
Build a
Mars is in
weapon
the
for
Not
one
you.
situation.
It's not enough science. You can convince anyone of anything. Even yourself.
Excuse me.
The firestorm in Tokyo killed 100,000 people, mostly civilians. I worry about America where we do these things and no one protests.
Pearl Harbor and 3 years of brutal conflict in the Pacific buys a lot of latitude with the American public.
Enough to unleash the atomic bomb?
The A-bomb might not cause as much damage as the Tokyo bombings.
What are we estimating?
In a medium-sized city,
20 or 30,000 dead.
Yes, but don't underestimate the psychological impact of an atomic explosion. A pillar of fire, 10,000 feet tall, deadly neutron effects for a mile in all directions from one single device. Dropped from a barely noticed B-29, the atomic bomb will be a terrible revelation of divine power.
If that's true, it would be definitive. World War II would be over. Our boys would come home.
Military targets.
But there aren't any big enough.
Perhaps a vital war plant with workers housed nearby.
And we could issue a warning to reduce civilian casualties.
They'd send everything they have up against us, and I'd be up in that plane.
If we announce it and it fails to go off, we'd scupper any chance of a Japanese surrender.
Is there no way to demonstrate the bomb to Japan to provoke surrender?
We intend to demonstrate it in the most unambiguous terms. Twice. Once to show the weapon's power, and a second to show that we can keep doing this until they surrender.
We have a list of 12 cities to choose from. Sorry, 11. I've taken Kyoto off the list due to its cultural significance to the Japanese people. Also, my wife and I honeymooned there. It's a magnificent city.
It's the wrong way it happened.
I just can't even.
Let me make this simple for you, gentlemen. According to my intelligence, which I cannot share with you, the Japanese people will not surrender. Under any circumstances, short of a successful and total invasion of the home islands.
Mm-hmm.
Many lives will be lost, American and Japanese. The use of the atomic bomb on Japanese cities will save lives.
If we retain moral advantage.
How so?
Well, if we use this weapon without informing our allies, they'll see it as a threat, and we'll be in an arms race.
How open can we be with the Soviets?
Secrecy won't stop the Soviets from becoming part of the atomic world.
We've been told they have no uranium.
You've been misinformed. A Russian bomb is a matter of time.
The program needs to continue at full pace after the war.
Secretary Simpson, if I may. Not all scientists on the project are in agreement. In fact, this might be a moment to consider other opinions. If you talk to
The Manhattan
scientists...
Project has been plagued from the start by certain scientists of doubtful discretion and uncertain loyalty. One of them just tried to meet with the president. Now, we need these men, but as soon as it's practical, we should sever any such scientists from the program. Wouldn't you agree, Doctor?
If a Russian bomb is inevitable, perhaps we should invite their top scientists to Trinity.
President Truman has no intention of raising expectations that Stalin be included in the atomic project.
Informing him of our breakthrough and presenting it as a means to win the war need not make unkeepable promises. But the Potsdam Peace Conference in July will be President Truman's last chance to have that conversation. Can you give us a working bomb by then?
Absolutely. We will test fire before the conference.
That's how soldiers be talking.
I'm just like so stressed
That's how
out.
soldiers be talking.
Observation posts at 10,000 yards north, south, and west.
Final. Now.
Relax. Stop the UV.
What stops the glass?
When they hit the base camp,
What's after what?
press the button.
Glass?
Robert, try not to blow up the world.
Watch that needle. If the detonators don't charge, or the voltage drops below 1 volt, you hit that button, you abort. Understood?
Understood.
Everybody down! Do not turn around until you see light reflected on the hills. Then look at the explosion only through your welder's glass. 90 seconds to detonation. 30 seconds to detonation. Is it plugged in?
Yeah.
It's not rubbed in.
Is it rubbed in?
60 seconds to detonation.
Is he not putting his glasses on?
Yeah, I mean, this could have destroyed the whole Earth.
These things are hard on your heart.
30 seconds.
Right, you see it filming it? That's the feeling right there, man.
I see it in person. You should have had glasses on.
I love that they took all the sound away.
Maestro collab.
I didn't know they did it at nighttime. Did you?
I thought it was like
daytime.
Yeah, but it's probably so lit when they took the picture. And this part, ain't no people out there laying down and watching them do it.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of worlds. Woo! It ain't hit them yet. Sonic boom. Yeah. That's gonna hit that glass. That's gonna hit that glass. That shockwave.
It worked.
It worked. God damn it, it worked. To tell the truth.
Shit is crazy.
Only $10. Oh. Come on. Hey,
His entire month's salary is $10.
Yes, you are.
It was 1940.
$10?
Just spent $1 million on all this. 1940.
Get me pot stand right away.
Yeah, Mrs. Kitty. You did thank her to take in the sheets.
Hello? Hi. What? Charlotte, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. He just said to tell you to bring in the sheets. Kitty?
Bring in the sheets.
That's what he said when she was out there. Like, it's
If
gonna
you detonated too high in the air, the blast won't be as powerful.
With respect, Dr. Oppenheimer, we'll take it from here.
true and brief, Stalin. And what's now?
Brief would be an overstatement. He referred to a powerful new weapon. Stalin hoped we'd use it against Japan.
That's it?
Robert, we've given them an ace. It's for them to play the hand.
Your enemy was the sixth.
It's up to the CO in the Pacific.
Should I come with you to Washington?
What for?
Well, you keep me informed.
Of course. As best I can.
You out now. Keep up the spawn. Please stay with us.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you. You gonna shut all this down now. We don't even care about it.
Would the Japanese surrender if they knew about us coming?
I don't know.
Have you seen Sealet's petition?
How the hell does Soda know about the Japanese? You're not signing it, are you?
Many people are. Lots of people.
Edward, the fact that we built this bomb does not give us any more right or responsibility to decide how it's used than anyone else.
But they're the only people who know about it.
I've told Simpson the various opinions of the community.
But what's your opinion?
Once it's used, nuclear war, perhaps all war, becomes unthinkable.
Until somebody builds a bigger bomb.
Because, I mean, the
Hydrogen bomb
comes after this, though.
Yeah, but it's because it's not nuclear. You know, it ain't cancerous.
I think we call.
It's only the fifth.
It ain't long lasting like a nuclear bomb, but it's in the fucking atmosphere for like forever. Hydrogen, devastating to the motherfucker. But it's a one quitter, it's one hitter and a quitter, you know what I mean?
Charlotte? Try Groves. Anything?
He ain't talking to me no more.
Charlotte?
Truman's on the radio.
An American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. The bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT.
They just cut him out.
It is the harnessing of the basic power of the universe.
Press on one.
General?
I'm very proud of you and all of your people.
It went all right.
Apparently, it went with a tremendous bang.
Well, everyone here is feeling reasonably good about it. It's been a long road.
I think one of the wisest things I ever did was when I selected the director of Los Alamos.
We have spent more than $2 billion on the greatest scientific gamble in history, and we have won.
this day. It's too soon to determine what the results of the bombing are. But I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
Politician out there. Politician. You killed a lot of people real quick.
It wasn't a military base or nothing. It's just like a million innocent people too.
It was a city.
2.
It took
I'm
2
so
to get
proud.
that damn surrender.
So proud of what you have accomplished. I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Germany would not look like what it look like now. They would drop that something.
Dr. Oppenheimer? Dr. Oppenheimer? Nice picture. President Truman will see you now.
There you go, see President.
Dr. Oppenheimer, it's an honor.
Mr. President.
Please.
Thank you. Secretary Burns.
How's it feel to be the most famous man in the world? You helped save a lot of American lives. What we did
Oh, yeah.
Hiroshima was...
Forget Oswald.
Obviously.
Yeah, he was Oswald.
Your invention let us bring our boys home.
Well, it was hardly my invention.
It was. You on the cover of Time.
What else?
Jim tells me you're
No, he
concerned about an
everywhere,
arms
man.
race for the Soviets.
Yes.
Like, literally, how did they pay for this movie?
It's that now is our chance to
He's a
secure
lot older.
international cooperation on atomic energy, and I'm concerned.
Do you know when the Soviets are gonna have the bomb?
I don't think I could give you.
Never. Never.
Mr. President, the Russians have good physicists and abundant resources.
Abundant?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, they'll put everything they have.
I hear you're leaving Los Alamos. What should we do with it?
Give it back to the Indians.
Dr. Oppenheimer, if what you say about the Soviets is true, we have to build up Los Alamos, not shut it down.
Mr. President, I feel that I have blood on my hands.
He's a napkin, wipe it off.
You think anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb? They care who dropped it. I did. Hiroshima isn't about you.
Think they give shit.
Dr. Oppenheimer.
Come on, let me talk to you. The goddamn president, man. You get your ass out of here.
Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Oh my god. Gary Oldman. Baby.
Gary Oldman.
Robert saw that hand-wringing gun
Batman.
He did all the things.
All the shit.
That's all he embraced his father's bomb reputation. Used.
That was the conclusion of Oppenheimer, and wow. I mean, you know, first of all, I'm already a damn World War II buff. Like, you know, you give me World War II type of shit, information, stuff like that, I'm in it to win it. You know, you got me hooked already. I'm just damn
voracious.
Yeah,
for historical knowledge.
I love it. I love all the intricate information of like what happened in between everything that we've seen on the History Channel, right? It's just like, give me that information right there of how this happened, why that happened, and who did, and it was just brilliantly done. I mean, you gave me 3 hours of just like awesome shit that I have never even heard of or seen before, and you know, I loved every minute of it. I thought Christopher Nolan did a great job, the editor did a great job as well, of cutting this movie so quickly and fast that it made you just want to keep on listening and sucking in all the information that they were spewing out there, because it was moving so rapidly and fast that it was just like you're not bored, right? It did not get bogged down by anything that would normally make a 3-hour movie like this super slow. It just kept going and going and going, and I love every minute of it, right? But then I understood towards the end what this movie was trying to be. The hook of it was not the bomb. It was not what had happened with the war. It was the bomb of fusion and fission, or whatever they tried to call it in the beginning, of Strauss and Oppenheimer. Then that was the damn two things that came together, which made an actual nuclear fusion explosion at the end of those two colliding right there, right? Because the ego of Strauss and the damn I guess the ego of Oppenheimer too. Like, both of those two things cannot exist at the same time, right? And that's what it was, right? And then at the same time, you have 1,000% Americans. Back in the day at this time, communist shit was just like, if they suspected you was a communist back in the day at this time, it was like you was a fucking witch in the 1600s, right? You would be burned at the fucking stake, and that's what it was in America at this time, just because of the way the world was. Russia, we just finished with Germany, Japanese, it just where it was. And so it made a lot of sense as well too on there. All the cameos, off the chain, love it. Everybody did a great job coming through, acting their ass off, making it what it was. Me just soaking up all the damn information of everything that was in between Oppenheimer making the bomb being made, the bomb being dropped, the secrecy of the bomb, all that in between worked for me on there as well. A lot of people talking about they hate because it wasn't a bomb in here. There was a bomb, right? They did the damn test bomb, which is what it was, just to show you how devastating it was, but that wasn't the movie. And now seeing the movie, I see now that wasn't the movie. That wasn't the movie he was trying to make to drop on damn Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
There's so much more there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's so much more there on there that he was trying to show you, like, this is the actual bomb of society and people in America at the time, and the people who was involved with it doing it. Didn't do a whole lot of damn Operation Paperclip. Didn't do a whole lot of damn Japanese people just that. Didn't do no Nazi Hitler shit either. Right? None of that had anything to do with this movie. It was just a part of the world happening at that same time, but from this perspective. And I gotta respect that you was able to do that shit in a 3-hour movie and make it interesting as hell, and I gobbled it all up. And so I can see why it did really, really good at the theater, but I can also see why it had some haters, because the haters went in there thinking it was gonna be one way, and no, bro. We smarter than that. We did it this way, and I fucking loved it. 1,000%. Give me more World War II type of shit, in-depth type of shit. In the room where it happened is the key word of most of these scenes up in this movie. In the room where it happens. Emily Blunt came through as the damn woman, the wife, and just held it down from beginning to end. And she had a lasting impression on me too in this one right there. And even Pew 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 came through and did what she had to do, a part of his life, and held it down as well. All the women did a great job. Man, this movie is just firing on all cylinders too. Very rapid pace, and I loved it. And thank you guys again for picking it. I'm done.
I would just speak firstly just about the bomb. I think it is the most brilliant way they handle that situation. That you saw the initial test where the first thing was successful, but they didn't disrespect the enormity of what happened in Japan. I think that was so smart and just so respectful not to do that and glorify that moment. And I appreciated that so much. So I knew nothing about the history of the atom bomb, clearly, as you guys could see in my reaction. So I'll say the first 30 minutes of this movie, I was like, what are we doing? I was so overwhelmed with the pacing and the way they were splitting the timelines. It was a lot. The first 27 minutes, I think we took a break at the first 27 minutes. I was like, it feels like I've watched an hour of content. And not because it was bad, but because I was so overwhelmed with information that I've never understood or never been introduced to. And I had clearly different ideas of what this movie was going to be. But after that first 27 minutes, you acclimate to the pacing of what the movie is and of the bouncing around the timelines. Although it did take me a couple times too, just to figure out what timeline
what
it is.
year are we in?
And why the future was in gray and the past is in color. Yeah, I was just like, are you trying to fuck me up? I'm trying to fuck you up. Yeah. So I think that choice was a little confusing. I know they were trying to do it intentionally so you could see the break and see. Although they did such a great job with the characters as far as aging them and having them what they look like in the past. I didn't think that the black and white was necessary, but maybe they were trying to create the visuals of what you would have seen in that time and day when those court cases were being presented. But I was completely fascinated by this movie from beginning to end because, again, it wasn't something that I was at all informed on. And I love the complexity of pulling away from the actual bomb of what the politics were and all those ideas and how all of that flushed out, especially between, obviously, Strauss and Oppenheimer. And I was blown away entirely by the cast itself. This movie had to be the most expensive movie of all time to be made, just with the cast itself. And I thought everybody delivered. Everything was believable. Everything was over the top. I loved seeing Tommy Shelby as Oppenheimer too, and I love the fact that you alluded to the fact that he didn't even want the roles. That makes it even more incredible because I thought he killed it. Mm-hmm. But no, just the complexity of the morality. I love that was something that was seen in this too because since then obviously that's a topic that's addressed consistently too. But seeing the scientists and like their perspectives and the fact that they wanted to stop working on it because like look at what we're doing, like this could blow up the world. The fact that it could have blown up the world and they still did it is so crazy to me. So and the fact that it happened at nighttime because like I've seen the pictures and I always thought it was daytime. Yeah, but it was night. It was still dark. So it was just so refreshing and so revealing and so informative and like an entirely different I've never obviously heard the story and I thought what's his name? E equals mc squared. Why can't I think his name right now?
Oh, Einstein?
I thought Einstein was the one that came up with the atomic bomb. Like I thought like you always hear about it's one of his biggest regrets that the atomic bomb happened. So like, but that's because he came up with the science that led to where they got to this point. But I didn't know that. So it was just incredibly like eye-opening, a very cool experience to see. And this is, to your point, these are one of my favorite movies too. Like Big Short and all those movies that literally break down the behind the scenes that everybody knows the big ticket points, but like the behind the scenes is so important and so impactful, and I appreciate them taking the time to break it down in this way. And I feel like it deserved every minute of these 3 hours to deliver on it. I don't think a single moment was wasted. Like I feel like it
all worked.
Yeah, it was worth every minute leading up to these 3 hours. So thank you again to our community for voting it in. I'm so glad it was something that we could react to. Although I will say too, I know there's probably about 70% where we're just like staring at the screen, absorbing information because it's mind blowing and it's like we gotta hear it. So I hope overall the reaction is worthwhile, but nonetheless, we took a lot away from it, so I appreciate it being voted in for this month. I can't wait to see what you guys have up next for us.
Yeah. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk movie reaction chosen by you guys for the month of November. This one was Oppenheimer. And until next time, peace.